Okay, boys and girls, we are back with Godzilla.deck. Can't keep that. This is like the same hand. But I'm actually going to keep this one because we have some combo pieces. We do need to draw some land, but maybe our ballistas can keep us alive long enough. You can also refresh and see the deck list down there. I've got some differences from the Nighthawk Green Machine. Mainly my Rex Sages. I went back and forth on that for a long time, and I'm not here to debate the Rex Sage debate, but I decided I was more comfortable playing him. There's the worst draw we could possibly have. Right there. Just the dirt worst. Oh well. Absolute worst thing that could happen. I also run this guy. Again, not here to debate card choices with Nighthawk necessarily, just to play the version that I'm comfortable playing with. Forgive the jelly beans. Gonna be a little bit of a sound effect. Okay, hit me with a land. I need 2 lands in a row. There's one. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Do I play second Ballista? I think I do. I think I just want to do something with this turn. If he's gonna play Smuggler's Copter, I want to be on the board doing something with my life. And it looks like we're up against good old vehicles. Looking for the best way to start with a loss by having a bad hand, but you never know. The blowout is here. We're just a land away from it. A land and a few ramp spells from utter domination. Yep, Harness Lightning. Yippee-ki-yay. Alright. 2 choices. We could just pump out of it, but I don't like that. Maybe if he threatens our second one. And also this way, he does not get to copter us this turn. Maybe he also has mana issues. Let's see. Looks like we're skipping right through phases. And it looks like our opponent's also got some mana problems to resolve. Okay, Druid. Now we're talking. Here we go. Ulamog, 1 hand in the air if you don't really care. 2 hands in the air if you don't really care. 3 hands in the air if you don't really care. It's like that sometimes, I mean ridiculous. Ulamog can be sometimes ridiculous, huh? Saram in the house. What's up, dog? Probably gonna fly. Yep, probably gonna fly. That's okay. That's okay. I can take a hit. Looting for his land drop. Let's see if he hits. Nighthawk says if he chose lightning over Saram last turn, that's really weird. He might have been just worried that my ballistas would kill his Saram, but I'd have had to discard 2 ballistas to do it. Or sack 2 ballistas to do it, so I'm with you. And he is still missing his land drop, so that's a thing. Let's get busy. Let's get our stuff together. This is getting stupid. Can't land drop, can't do it. So we'll just have to get ramping. Get in there, Ballista. See if he has another lightning or unlicensed or what he pulls off this turn. We're lucky his draw is a bit slow because ours is a clunker. It's a clunker draw. Not cool, man. Not cool. In the tank. Veteran motorist. Bellow plus bellow is 10. He's at 16. So if I activate Ballista next turn and attack, then that's 3. Then I only need 3 more for double bellow to be lethal. Am I gonna race? I might be racing. Let's see. I might be racing. I might just be trying to punk my opponent out. We all know that Vehicles taps out just about every turn to keep pressure on. He does not loot, and he plays Built to Last? Yeah, okay. Maybe he has line on racing too. All right, so what's the play? Six plus 6 is 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Okay, that was too much fun. Take that, vehicles. Bang! I don't even know what Gemini's faces and dots mean. I do not care. Do not care. But you're welcome to explain yourself. I forgot to kill the motorist for the rubs. Yep, I did. Forgive my efficiency. That's worth a jelly bean. Leftover jelly beans from Easter. Not that I need an excuse, I'm a grown man. Eat jelly beans every day. Whenever I want to, yo. Okay, so that totally clunker kill you out of nowhere hand. Let's see if we can do better. Nope. Not really. We have to draw land, though. Hands like these. Yeah, that's a lot better. I'm glad I did that. Especially against the dreaded Thornbow opening. The intimidation factor. The elves that never die. Alright. Hopefully run... Well, this has extra tech in this situation because it turns off Thornbow's second ability. And he might be doing the Thornbow opening. Nope. Fretwork Colony. Mono black aggro, I guess. World's a scary place. Would really love a druid of the cowl to turn off that Thornbow. Wrong. Fail. Right now my whole top end is built around Tireless Tracker. That's not good against black. Good way to get wrecked. Let's see if he has a removal spell here. Okay. Hopefully he doesn't have a way to sacrifice. Oh wait, that just... Yeah, what? That's tech. That's what that is. That's perfect tech in this situation. That's about as bad as it possibly gets for running Deathcap Cultivator. Right there. Right there. So do I play into another one and just run Sage out? Turns off Thornbow, or do I run this out? I'm gonna run you out. Turns off 2 of his attackers if he doesn't have another removal spell, and if it lives I get clues, and if it doesn't, I was screwed anyway. Another Thornbow. Nice. Feeling it. Let's see if he charges in with everything. Nope, just Freddy. I'd be really tempted to attack with everything there. But we are in pain. We are in a lot of pain. We're gonna need to draw something a lot better than we've drawn so far. Just good old play dorks. Play dorks and win magic from our black opponent. Third land. Bringing on the null. Jesus Christ. Could I die to such a motley crew? There you go. Bring it all. That's how you do it. All right, so 10, 9, and 4 go down to 3. Yep, that's the way it's got to be. All right, let's focus up. Definitely playing the land. Probably playing the sage. But let's draw a card first and see what we get. I think we've drawn only lands since the game started. Yeah, that's not good. So we'll draw again. Okay, Druid turns off and blocks there. The 5/4 can block there. Or do I be mana efficient with the Sage? This forces him to sacrifice another creature, put 2 counters. Okay. So I want to play you and force him to sack something. Because this is just going to be chumping anyway. And what do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, crap. If only I had 8. Oh well. For next turn, I need to play Revenge plus something else. Alright, here we go. Are we dead? Any removal spell? Just about anything at all. Okay. Going ham. So, is there a reason... If I drew into double Primal Bellow, can I win from here if I keep my tracker? I think so. So I think we just block like that and go to 1. Take a chance. I mean, right now, we're really close. If we draw a Primal Bellow, we win with Gaia's Revenge and Tracker. We attack for 13. He's going to take 1. That's not it. How much land can a deck draw? So now we need 2 more blockers to stay alive. So let's go Clue. And I've drawn enough forests. Thank you very much. Thank you. That is actually quite welcome. That will do the job. I can't believe what is going on. But we've got 3 creatures. And if he charges in, it's not good for him, but he just needs any removal spell to win. He didn't have it last turn, though, and he just drew a land. So let's see if that turns on his 4-mana exile target creature removal spell. Nope. What are you? What are you? Get here. Whenever another creature you control dies. Okay. Okay. Gonna keep attacking, so I guess it's time to trade the tracker. You tried, Tracker. You did all you could. The deck just wanted to flood today really bad. Alright. Crying out loud. Yeah. Alright, alright. Alright. Hanging in there. Hanging in there. Can't get back in this. Just can't get there. Still dead to a removal spell. Against a mono black deck. Oh, dead to you, Henny. Let's see if he sees it or if he goes after Nissa. Does he see it? See, attaboy. Attaboy. Even the 1 rank, or whatever we're at, the 3 rank sees it. The 3 rank knows to ignore the Planeswalker. Bravo. All right, so we take our loss off that miserable draw. And that's the problem with Godzilla. Sometimes you draw the nuts, sometimes the nuts draw you. But we're not out yet. We still have a second loss to go pick up somewhere. Nighthawk is surprised that we beat vehicles and then lost to mono black 3-rank vetted colony thornbow archers, but that's the problem with the deck. Really high ceiling, really low floor. It can lose to anything. It can lose to anything with about half its draws, and it can beat anything with the other half. So it's a roller coaster. A true roller coaster. One that's pretty fun. I will never deny that. Any of you want to talk smack about it? You're welcome to sit in my seat and try to play that game your way. I think the only big thing I could have done differently is trade with the colony sooner and lose my tireless tracker. I think that was the only thing I could have done different, and I'm not sure it would have mattered, because then we're at parity, but I don't think we're still at parity when Yahenni comes out. All right, we get to brawl with a 3-rank AI. Yep. Now we'll probably have the dreaded game where we draw nothing of reasonable size. Which is the best argument against Rex Sage. That sometimes it's just a really weak card where you could have a monster. So I'm sure these videos only exist to prove that I am a worse player than others. So all right, looks like we'll get to veggie free and clear. But then what do we do? Will it be Guy's Revenge or Jack stuff? Xbox Tough Guy, what was the final record of what? You'll have to be more specific. All right, turn 3 Lily, love it. Hey, right on time. I think I was supposed to hold that land so I could get a tracker. Dough. But now that we are where we are, I'm gonna get an advocate, just so I have lots of big things that dodge languish. The two decks that beat, what were the two decks that beat Abzan? One was a bristling hydra in a blue-green deck, and it got cast High Spire Infusion and Larger Than Life on it twice each on the bristling hydra, and it lost that game. The other was, I don't remember. Was it the green-white 100-card stack? Is that how we lost that game? I think so. All right, combo up. How much damage is that worth? 17. All right. If he's not gonna budge. Okay, reprisal. Reprisal is the play on that creature. And wow, that's something. There's something you don't see every day, everybody. Nice. How about that woodland bellower? Nice woodland bellowing. Awesome. And yeah, go Godzilla. All right. Hit me, boom. Am I supposed to like onslaught combo that? Probably was, wasn't I? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Attacks for 7. Yeah, that was a missed opportunity, wasn't it? Maybe next turn? I think I still can. Yep, that was silly. Ugh, I guess I'm checking out mentally as I just get wrecked. My bad, everyone. Just taking a mental vacation from playing Magic right now. Really? 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 Game's great. Guys, revenge for the justice? Guess not. Won't matter now. I guess that's what I get. Ugh. 1 and 2. Hope that was fun for everybody. Nighthawk would have done better. This is not a reflection on his deck, it is a reflection on me. Do 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 do. What now? What now? What now? Getting down to the nitty gritty. That is for sure. Getting down to the nitty gritty. We'll do Bant, but there's some changes I want to make really quick. Yeah, we didn't draw rishkars, that's for sure. Pretty sad. Let's see, so this Bant list, mainly Gemini inspired, but pretty different. Pretty different, so. Anything that goes wrong with it, you can totally blame me, but there's a few things I didn't like and a few things I do like. I wanted a bit more closing speed, so I actually started running cruisers, but I don't run copters or things like that. It's kind of strange, but fun. Yeah, we have all the cards for the person in chat asking about that. And Pacifist, I think, was in here. He's a pretty good crew member. All right, so continue building. Let's update the deck list down here. Control. So I'm gonna mute, and I'll be back in a few. Okay, back. Let's go do some damage, shall we? I'm gonna try to untilt and try to play well, because while the deck seems pretty straightforward, you do walk a thin line in close games. Like, there's a very thin line between winning and losing when your opponent has a good draw and strong cards. And it looks like we found an opponent right off. And just a reminder of the rules. Anybody who's jumping in, we play the deck until we have 2 losses. When we receive our second loss, the deck is eliminated. We even go in and have a deck deleting moment. And we will touch it again. We'll bring it back when Amonkhet is released. Best record right now that everybody is chasing is now 17-2 in the hands of Abzan Midrange. All right, Fumarole is going to be the opening from the opponent. And that's a good draw. Let's get right to work. See if our opponent has a quick little burn spell. Or a Jace, or a Thing in the Ice, or an Alchemist, or a Storm Chaser Mage, or what have you. I definitely prefer any of those. A Long Tusk Cub? Alright. It's fine with me. Okay, that's a pretty good draw. Do we want to hold that up and flip? Or do we want a Reflector Mage? So the other cards in the energy curve, like if his deck is anything like mine, he's going to have Rogue Refiner or Whirler Virtuoso next. And those are cards that you want to counter. Yeah, I think the line is the Queller. I think we're all disappointed that Cycle Lands didn't make it into the deck, into Duels Hanzo. I mean, obviously, I think people would really like that. It does hurt the whole cycling mechanic, in my opinion, to remove something like that. All right, so he's got that guy. I'll shut that down. That's good. And if we draw land, we swing for 10 here? But we do not. But we'll go ahead and Reflector Mage and hit him with the full-on tempo assault. I think it hurts the whole cycling theme that we didn't get those lands, though. I think those are a big part of it. Also, we drew every double white card in the deck except for Gideon, so hopefully we find another white source off the top. And Aether Theorist, probably not what he's looking for here. Harness Lightning certainly was. Okay, come on, hit me with a land. Let's go. Thank you. And it's even a white one. So, ooh, we also have Avacyn and Angel of Invention open. What's better? What's better? I think on this board it's the Angel. None of these are lethal, but this can be a push over the top if he somehow wrecks the board with like a Chandra's Ignition. And I should take advantage of my Howler bonus while I can. I don't think Avacyn's likely to get used. If he had a removal spell, he would have used it last turn. So, it's the Angel. Extra wide. I'm not too worried about mana fixing, but dual lands in general just improve, in my opinion, like the dual lands improve just everything about the game. The more basics you have to run to have a cohesive deck, the more likely you are to get color screwed. The more of that you can take out of duels, the better. That's why I always want the dual lands. There's plenty of fixing if you want it, like renegade maps and evolving wilds and things like that, but the formats that are always the most fun to play are the ones where you don't have to play cards like that. Alright, so you're gonna attack me? Don't think you can afford to attack me, bro. I'm gonna flip my duskwatch this way. Oh, concession. 1 win in the bag. That game went about as well as you could. 2-drop, 3-drop, whole bunch of nutty 4s and 5s. Each color pair just needs like another rare duel. I'd be okay with that. I'm with you. I'm with you. If we had the fast lands and the shadow lands, I'd be really happy. Or if we had fast lands and cycle lands, I'd be really happy. That would be the Nutter Butters. As it is, this is the best mana Duels has had. I was playing 2014 on my iPad the other day. Remember when our mana fixing was Terramorphic Expanse, and then you'd run like 11 of each basic, or 10 of each basic, and that was your mana base? So 10 plains, 10 mountains, 4 Terramorphic Expanse. Remember that? Yeah. Remember when that was your 3-color deck? It was like 7 of each basic and 4 evolving wilds? Good times. This hand is not nearly as good, but I kind of feel like I have to keep it. Because we do have our colors. But it just feels underpowered, and if I flood from here, it's terrible. And there's a pair of 2-for-1s in unsub and deck with no way to make up the card advantage. And by comparison, this hand is a lot better. 2012 had Dragon's Roar, the deck, where you had 5 swamps and 10 black cards. Yeah, I remember I just cut all the black cards. Okay, what's the play? I think we'll put it on our opponent to have a spell to play. Make him have something, or else I get a 4/4. Wait. Pretty likely, considering they had a turn 1 equipment. Alright, turn 2 artifact. Get you out there so I have a land for next turn to go with Tracky. Nighthawk's already getting buzzed about a potential Marionette Master on turn 2. We're a long way from that. But if my luck today holds up, I'm sure he will curve right into it. And he will discard a Metalwork Colossus to the key to the city, and I will be dead out of nowhere. So, we can all hope. We can all hope. Gifted Aetherborn. What an interesting set of cards we got there. So Vampire Tribal with Stoneforge Masterwork. There's something fresh. Okay, dokie. And he can put that on you. Yuck. So I think I'm just let that happen for a turn. Get my clue while I can. Develop my board. If he wants to spend his turn like suiting up and doing nutty things there, we can break it up later and come back from that. So OC36 says, I probably beat you. I'm the guy who won't use artifacts? I don't understand. Won't use artifacts. But I wouldn't doubt it if you beat me. Everybody's beat me probably once. I play too much Magic not to. That's interesting. So should I... He has first strike and death touch, so anything that blocks it is going to die. Forgive me. I gotta eat sometime. Okay, let's crack one of these and counterattack. Perfect. Let's do this. And then when we pass the turn, if we don't cast anything, okay, he's showing us a push. Blocks. I wonder if I'm supposed to turn off his revolt. I guess I can. And then what does he do? He just points it elsewhere, right? Oh, he's going after Nissa? Yeah, that's fine. I don't think she'll be getting flipped anytime soon, so that doesn't bother me. I was much more concerned about the tracker. And we got a Stormkirk, sure. What's your favorite 2-ability combo? It has to be Trample Death Touch, right? I mean, it's so unintuitive, but amazing when it happens. It's gotta be that one. That's way too much fun. Okay, so. What's the play? I think we just knock that guy out. Yeah, you go ahead and pause. So, good turn there. Cat Snake, that's a 2-ability combo. That's funny. Reflector Mage is dang perfect. Okay. So, get in there. Yeah, go ahead and pause, man. Go ahead. Double Strike Trample is another fun one. How about Exert and Vigilance? Let's do that one. For some Amonkhet spice. Let's throw Exert Vigilance in there. Indestructible Hexproof? Sure. And we got some vampires on the other... Oh, excuse me. Got some vampires on the other side, but that won't be good enough. So, kind of an oddball vampire deck that we just ran into with some funky artifacts in there, but no match. Pause all you want to, none of these are damage based. Unblockable Hexproof is pretty tight. Good old Invisible Stalker. I can dig that. Alright, second win on the board for the Bant Tempo deck. One of the questions in Bant is, will the mana get ya? But the mana's not as bad as it might seem, and Abzan certainly held up for a heck of a run despite the mana. Unblockable Trample. Sure. Now we're just throwing stuff at walls and seeing what sticks. D-Man thinks that Invisible Stalker is one of the most annoying cards of all time, and that is a 1 and a blue for a 1/1 hexproof unblockable human rogue creature, which doesn't mean much until you put something on it. You give it some pants, some Imperial armor perhaps? Perhaps 2 or 3 auras that give a plus something bonus? I think that one of the odder combinations, and it is on a card that we're getting soon, is Flash Haste. That's kind of funky. Ooh, this hand. We've got our colors. We're on the draw. 5 lands. One of them's a man land. This is another, like, super borderline hand. I don't know. I don't know which is better, to be honest. This one doesn't have any interaction with the opponent, but it gets going a lot quicker. The advice duck. All right, the advice duck. It's gonna be one of those games, huh? Probably missing that interaction. Let's hope we draw some. That's interaction, but we gotta get there. Turn 2, Consul's Lieutenant. Bring it on. Or bring out the Hinterland Logger. Hit me. Interesting. I think we'll hold off. Alright, so our opponent shows that they are Bant as well. Bant humans, perhaps. Does that mean Reflector Mage? That would be a big play right now. There's a lot of plays that would be good right now. That one's okay. That's not a bad play. Ability to tap stuff down can be a real pain. Well, you gonna attack? I would. You're not willing to trade the logger. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for the reprieve. The advice duck deciding that a longer game may be in his favor. So I think that flipping or just trying to find another creature is out of the question. We don't have the time. And I don't like Declaration Stone here. I'd love to hit something bigger. This could be a problem, but the more creatures we have, the better off we are. So I think we're in a situation where we need to play this. And I think that's it. So one of the cards we didn't get was the Embalmed Clone. I don't know. We've got enough clones. We got things that do that. One thing I don't like is how every set we get a bunch of cards that do something just like the last set, but a little different. Now cycling makes those cards interesting. Embalm is an upgrade on most of those cards, but I'm not disappointed that we didn't get that particular one. And yeah, you got the Sphinxi instead, so the Sphinxes. And those are probably a very different card for duels. Those add something different to the meta. Bring back the Fleshbag Marauders. Alright, so now, because we're patient, we get 2 of these guys off the declaration stone. Oh, here he comes. So we'll block here, and we'll block here. Pause, sec. Pause. Okay. What you got? A surprise for me? We're just trying to get to the skyship, baby. Get to the chopper, or the skyship, or whatever you can find, and look out! The advice duck is certainly happy to take a duck's time. Whack, 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 whack. And we're going to tell some time. So apparently it's Gemini. It's secretly been Gemini the whole time. Nothing you want to run in your aggro deck like a telling time. Skyship was Kaladesh's ulamog. That's not a bad comparison, I think. I actually agree with you on that one. Ooh, Cruiser's a lot better when you're ahead. So, unfortunately, I think I have to have a very off-curve turn and do this. But it's still a pretty big play, and I'm not going to trade my duskwatch for that guy. So, let's get a pump. Let's throw a punch, shall we? I expect our opponent to have a big think about this one. One clue. What else you got? McKindy Patrol. Good old Allied Vigilance. And here comes the little 2-1 that could. Alright. Our next turn, I can't think of anything I could draw that would make this not happen. Yeah, that's a lot of cruiser in a game where we're trying to play a bit more of a control game, but it will help us turn the tide of battle quickly with this fleet wheel. Both fleet wheels. Let's see if our opponent's packing some artifact hate. Is this a 4 solemn offerings type of deck? Nope, it's McKinney. It does have McKinney Patrol number 2 though. And we'll see what our opponent wants to do as they think through their options with an envoy that has vigilance. And as we step into the attack step, here it comes. Definitely not blocking. Our duskwatch is just a lot more valuable in the long game. And I know, we're at 10 life. There may not be a long game, but I still think we're okay. Land off the top is a welcome thing to see. And we'll play out our angel. We have mana sink in the form of duskwatch, so I have no problem playing out my lands in this spot, especially since there may come a turn where we want to double fleet wheel our opponent, which would be pretty sick. And now we'll send in the mighty Sky Sovereign, even if it is to a Blessed Alliance. We will send it in because we get to take out another creature from our opponent's side. Pause. Will it be a removal spell? Okay. Advice Duck takes 7 on the chin. Will he crack the clue? Yep. You've probably already discussed this, says 11111 thing. But what do you think about the new Gideon? Well, it's a 3-mana planeswalker, and this is duels. So it doesn't matter if the emblem works or not. The emblem is probably completely unnecessary, and it could say anything on line number 3. The card would be good already, and it's another way to make your opponent's life very painful by dropping turn 3 Gideon and make them go, of course they have turn 3 Gideon. So it'll get played in all the decks that can have double white a consistent amount of the time. I think it's actually better for control than the other Gideon because of the plus ability. So I think you'll see it in the control decks too. It's going to be in all the white decks. They made it really good, and that's what happens. You make Gideon good, he goes into all the white decks. There isn't a lot of discussion. I mean, you can get hyped if you want to, but, I mean, what are we supposed to... What's the analysis going to be? 4/4 indestructible for 3 is pretty good. All right. 3-mana planeswalkers are just super annoying on the play. Yeah, exactly what you're saying right now. Dovin Ba was so meh. Never got the hype for him. If he were in duels, though, he'd get a lot of play. And that's why it's kind of criminal that he's not. If he were in duels... Oh, I should have attacked with everything. Lethal. I think it still is. Never mind. Never mind. Just when I was going to untilt you guys, just when I was calming down, just when I was getting into my Nissa Zen meditation, just when I had it all figured out, when the universe was coming back together, and things just weren't so screwed up anymore, look what happens. Look what happens. Only the morning fog. Our salt can survive everything else. Yep, Nighthawk got it. That's why we held the tokens back. We knew. We subconsciously played around fog. We wanted to end the game with not 1, but 2 Fleet Wheel Cruisers. All right, let's see what happens now. Yeah, we didn't get Cycle Fog, thank God. Just die! He's gonna draw it. He's gonna draw it off the clue. Here it comes. Here it comes. He's gonna block. Okay. Yep. What else? What else? Nope. Maybe not. Maybe. Okay. No! Okay, that's not fog. That's not fog. What are we talking? That is close. That is mist. And mist is not fog, as we know. Mist is much different. That is not fog. That is just an enshrouding mist, which is completely different from a fog in every way. You wouldn't think they'd be that different, but they are. Festivities have a similar effect. But mist is a lot different. Just a second. Gonna mute and cough. Okay. Back. 3-0 to the Bant side. 3-0 to banting people. Wait, what? Why would it say mists when obviously an enshrouding mist has a completely different effect from a fog? Flavor fail, flavor fail. Get out your pitchforks. Arlingcord, what are you doing in a swamp like this? What's a nice lady like you doing in a swamp like this? Probably playing some Jund. Noopster. Let's rumble. On the draw, not where we want to be in a tempo deck, but life's a bitch, but I deal with it as Kid Rock would. And this hand will do. We got cards to play. Mountain Impaler. Straight ham. Going straight hard as a mofo. That's what our opponent's up to. Good draw. Hopefully, pacifist can be a worthy roadblock. There's nothing more. Here comes the beats. And let's see if he saved a creature for second main to show off his sequencing skills when the opponent's tapped out, and it does not matter. Nope, no second creature. So will we walk into Harness Lightning is the question now. Port to the battlefield, pacifist, and stop being a sissy about it. The true peace can't be achieved until everyone else is dead. Now there's some flavor. That's what I'm talking about. That's America card right there. All right, get in front. I don't care if you pump it. It's like a time walk that also traded, so I'm more than happy to do that. Trades like that are just great. They're a lot worse on like turn 8 or 9, but okay, this is funky. But I think I'm going to play the pacifist, and I'm going to put it on him to have another play, or else it becomes a 4/4, and then I can flip it on my turn with krasis if I want to. And it's a gifted Aetherborn. The sticky card to have to fight with. Hate that card. Alright, draw me a land. And alright, your turn. Let me flip my pacifist. See what he plays. The Masquerade. Here we go again. Good old Masquerade touch. Well, that's fine. Tap you down. Kind of deflates that plan. Good old Masquerade Aetherborn. It is a pretty combo. I can see why people would get excited. Bring the beats. And then we'll get our recruiter on board and we'll unsub on his turn to again prevent his awesome Aetherborn play. And set up the Sky Sovereign if we draw land. And here comes an indulgent aristocrat. And he doesn't have double black up because of the aristocrat. Cha-ching. If he has another black in his hand, that's too bad. It'll flip the butcher back. Let's see. Nope. Got nada. Land? Yes. Nice to be running hot again, everybody. It's nice to be running hot again. Wreck Sunset. I missed the death of Abzan. No. Well, you also missed a furious run by the Abzan deck. It is currently our leader, our champion, at 17-2. So, You missed it. You missed the run, but there's a lot more victories in there. Along with a demise worthy of a champion. Let's put it that way. If we were gonna lose, let's lose like that. Let's lose to pretty much like the perfect anti-mid-range draw, right? Yep, if we're gonna go out, we're gonna go out that way. Okay, opponent's just dead here. If we're gonna go out, we're gonna go out the right way. Lightning axe? That's not cool. Oh, okay, fine. I guess I have to do this now. See, I got you covered, Vamps. Sorry. I got you covered. That's what triple bounding Krasis does. You just don't get to do anything the way you wanna. So let's take it to 4-0 for the Bant pile. Remind everybody that Bant is a deck. Lightning Axe is the most underrated removal spell this season, by far. Interesting. Is there anything else that's playable that's underrated as a removal spell, though? It's an interesting subcategory. Removal spells that are underrated. Well, the bar for playable is usually at this point either an amazing sorcery for 2 mana or less, or an awesome instant speed card. Sky Whaler Shot. I guess that could make the list, but it's so narrow. It's not terribly narrow, but it's still probably a one of most of the time. Noxious Gear Hulk. There's a removal spell for you. What's the fetch? We have white blue. We could set up our double white. What's the fetch? Well, I actually don't have to think about it. It may change based on what I draw, and this hand is good, so we'll keep and see where it goes. But that's what I ask myself when I'm staring at Evolving Wilds in my opening hand. I'm always saying, what's the fetch? Especially in hands like this, where it's pretty unclear. But we can make that decision later. Right now we know the hand is pretty good. Okay, vehicles, let's go. Vroom vroom. All right, let's kick this party off with Sylvan Advocate. I'll at least say what you got, 2-1. Would love some bounding Krasi action to combat this, but Unsubstantiate's good too. Unsubstantiate can fight a vehicle. You know what I've gotten blown out the most probably by? And it's not tech, I mean, it depends on how you classify a removal spell, but Appetite for the Unnatural has gotten me a lot this season, as that's one that usually doesn't quite make the cut, but when it's there, I often get really like, what the heck just happened? All right. If I attack in and bounce that, he just replays it and I do nothing. Is it worth it? Probably not. So I think I Reflector Mage and make him cast something else. Increase my position. There's probably not going to be anything much more expensive to Reflector Mage in his deck, so go for it. Yep, trigger. Huh. He forgot to activate his copter. Might cost him. I lost 5 creatures to a boiling earth the other day. Yeah, there's one you don't see every day. We didn't get the instant speed to exile for 5. Well, we got cast out, so nobody should be complaining about that. Oh yeah, he's gonna attack, even though he might He might be on the back foot and not know it, but some people just gotta get that copter going. And it might be right. Depends on his hand. Depends on his deck. Depends on what loot can do for him. Dropping off that gear shift ace, okay. Maybe he had a couple of them. Or maybe he's got something bigger to play next turn. The world may never know. Alright, keep developing the board. Get things set up. We got blue. I guess we want green? Yeah, I guess so. And now a long game is favorable. But we are marching towards the Sylvan Advocate upgrade, and if we get there, and he hasn't done anything about our creatures, he's gonna be in trouble. So against the very best vehicle draws, Bant is a bit of an underdog, especially on the draw. But when they're not on their best draw, and you can get some 2-drops down and pressure them, Bant can often sneak the damage through to win. It's pretty important to stay aggressive. It's pretty important to keep attacking wherever you can. Blocking is really not good against vehicles most of the time, especially not with this deck. You really need a situation where a krasis or a bounce spell just puts you over the top. Alright, here we go. See what happens. No, just more coptering. Just more copters. Just more copter shenanigans. And another gear shift ace, so he did have a few. So now I want a way to get this out of the way. I mean, that's great. Yeah. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if he plays cruiser, he attacks me for 10. I'm not dead. So yeah, we're just gonna do this. We're gonna go ahead and save the other unsubstantiate for the next turn to get in that lethal. Play another Sylvan Advocate. Let's see, what we got here? How do you think the meta will shift with the upcoming expansion? Not much. I think there'll be some new tools, but we didn't get the tools I really wanted, so I have to look at things. I really have to look at things a little harder to get that all together, but we'll have a podcast all about that on Saturday, so come back Saturday. There's a link to it on No Goblins Allowed. Some upgrades or new archetypes. There'll be a cycling deck, but I think it got neutered a bit, and there may be a zombie deck. In fact, I'm sure plenty of people will play zombies. I just don't know how good it will be. Will vehicles still be the deck to beat? The thing is, maybe in tournaments, but quite honestly, there's no deck to beat, and that's one of the weird things about duels is the format's pretty wide open right now. You can play just about anything you want to and still rank 40. Like, you could probably give me any color combination and I could rank 40 it. So right now, I don't think you have to worry much about vehicles being a deck to beat. Yeah, it's annoying that you run into them, but you don't run into them that much. I mean, this might be maybe the 6th vehicle deck we've done, and I've probably played 100 games of Quest for the Best. It's not that big of a deal. I wish it were, because it would be much more fun as far as talking points if we had decks to beat and things of that nature like Standard does. But it's hard to get like caught up on whether one deck is OP or what the meta will be when everybody for the most part uses duels as a way to play what they like. Yeah, that's pretty good. Alright, let's go. I could have fired up the falls. Yeah, that would have been lethal. I thought he was going to activate his copter, but he didn't. It's okay, though. Everything's under control. And it does usually what happens is people do, like Nighthawk is saying, they get sick of things. So they're probably sick of vehicles now, and you'll see it a little bit as people try to grind gold when they realize new cards have been released and they want to buy them. So you'll have a few weeks where it seems like vehicles are back and what the hell, and then they'll disappear by the middle of the season. And by the end of the season, they'll be like the 4-color Planeswalker decks that just surface up sometimes to annoy you. Okie dokie. That does 3, or nothing. I mean, I guess there's that. And now our opponent's going to pause us and leave. Okay. 5-0. 5-0 Bant tempo. Do you think that pull and commit will replace Glimmer and Gearhulk? No. No, Glimmer and Gearhulk is still better than those cards. Like, in a vacuum. In a world where you can just cast one or both. Yeah. But they may work together. I definitely think that Pull, Gearhulk, and Glimmer can all get together and have fun. Commit, that's a little trickier. I'm not sold on Commit. But it's a decent card, and it may just go into the deck. See, I think what those cards definitely replace is anybody who is running Take Inventory and Cover Your Ears, Gemini. Cover your ears. I don't want to hurt you. Telling Time. I think that Take Inventory and Telling Time can be replaced. An easier way to Wandering Fumarole on Xbox. Yeah, not going to happen. Uh-oh. It's one of those games. Here we go. Down to 5. Sometimes that mana, baby. That mana usually gives us one of our losses in our quest for the best. Okay, speaking of Gideon, hello, buddy. How you doing? So what do we want? We want a green and a white. Yep, we want a green and we want a white. Our opponent isn't having an explosive start, thank God, because we are having a bad start. All right, I mean, sweet. At least we drew a top end, right? Bet you die a horrible fiery death, Nissa. Pause, hold on. Have to do it at exactly the end of turn. Who knows what I might do? Oh, I see. Expedite, that does make sense, because otherwise I could have attacked him with it. With haste. And there's his blue source that he may have been waiting for this whole time. And are we up against Is It Prowess? That's what Expedite makes me think of. And passing the turn. Curious. Curious indeed. Okay. There's a Take into Custody. Tap target creature. It doesn't untap. Interesting. Let's see what you've got for this guy. Tempting to make an emblem, considering that we're up against a red deck, but I want the battlefield presence. Nimbus of Frost, that is a Gideon threatening machine for show. Ew. Okay, so now... Oh, awesome. Awesome. So, do you think he has a way to untap that thing? What to do with my life? What to do with my life? Got so many attackers too. Alright, your go, buddy. We're gonna have a fun little tap down battle. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Not what I expected. Not what I expected. Okay. It's gonna be a trigger battle. He's down to 3 cards. 3 cards. I don't think they're lands unless they're more mountains, which would be a hideous draw, but we know at least 2 of his top decks have been blue and then another blue. So it's hard to pin his hand on anything, but probably not land. Did he target the token? He forgot to target the token. He probably should have, right? You can target any creature? An opponent controls. Never mind. Alright, now what? He does have counter mana open, but I don't think I'm going to play around that. Which is better? You? Big creatures are always a pain. Although he has shown us Kari Zev's expertise. This is a really weird one. Okay. No reaction. See if he's got something now. He's got something. Telling time. Lock that down. Yeah, there you go, Nighthawk. He could have tapped it, then targeted it with Kari Zev's expertise, and then it would untap and he could attack with it, but it wouldn't untap on my turn. Yeah, you got it, Nighthawk. That would have been the line. But now he's going to take 5. For not seeing the line. And he's going to have a lot of 5-power things to deal with, so I hope his hand has a lot of instants. Ooh, another land. And an Ori, that's not what you're looking for. Wait a minute. How does this guy... What the heck? So he emptied his hand, but then he's going to draw 3 more cards. So how does he plan to empty his hand every turn when he's running cantrips? I don't know. I can't make sense of that. I can't make sense of that. But he's probably done it. He could probably show me instances. Haven't done it. Alright. You're in. Pump it up. Pump up the jam. Pump it up. Alright. Get it. This should drop into 1 if he is willing to lose both his creatures. Sometimes you just gotta go ham. So for our mulligan to 5, we drew all the mythic planeswalkers. Yeah, we mulled to 5, and we pulled off the right lands with Gideon, Nissa, Burtis Gearhulk, and Tamiyo. Fortunate. Very fortunate. Uh-oh. Is he gonna punk me out somehow? I don't think he can. I don't think the cards are right. I'm still at 20. Grip of the Royal. He's still... I don't know. I don't know. He's trying to chain off. What could he draw? Is there a pump cantrip he could run like 4 of in a row? I don't think so. He says, if I'm going down, Gideon, you're coming too. Hate that card. That's what he says. Yeah. Respect. I'm gonna throw a land at him anyway. I don't trust him. Who knows what he could have with 1 card. Fog. Some kind of a blue-red fog thing. Alright. Wrap it up! We need insult to injury. Yeah, that's the card, baby. That's the card. I imagine some really fun punk outs are coming from that card. Catching people just a little unprepared. Yeah, and we got that fling, baby. We got that fling. Fling that demolition stomper. Fling that consolent dreadnought that you activated. I hope we are getting close to passing the point of mythic dominance. I don't see how that's possible. The mythics are just better cards. In fact, I think the more sets we get, the more mythics dominate. Because you can have more of them in a deck with less colors, making it the curve and the power level more consistent, as opposed to drawing one of like your 4 mythics in the deck in a 2-color deck, which is where we were in Zendikar. Alrighty, rocky, rolly. Yeah, curve's good, hand's good. No problem. When do the cards get added to duels? Tattoo it on your foreheads, everybody. The evening of April 26th on the West Coast, and everywhere else is April 27th. So about midnight, probably in my time zone, East Coast, on the 26th, approaching midnight. There's Gideon again. He is showing up. Yeah, mythics are just better cards. They were designed to be better cards. They were designed to help increase the value of the set, so it's no surprise that mythics matter. And they probably will for the foreseeable ever of Magic. Alright, nice draw. Now we can flip this guy. I think I'll attack and see if he wants to block. I'll bluff. And our opponent takes it. Yes! Yes, I got you. I got you. Bluffed my 2 points. Hey, you know, cruel reality, they do give us mythics that aren't always great. And I'm gonna play you anyway, so let's do it. Shut that down. I'm gonna Negan this and shut it down, man. Yep. Quell, baby, quell. And now, your ramped out angel of invention. Bum, bum, ba, bum, ba, bum. Yeah, that's a curve. That's a curve. The Gruul Mythic is going to be the now feel bad card that seals games you thought you couldn't lose. It's the red-green avacyn. And since it has a white activation cost in it, and you want to play it in Naya, it can play with avacyn. It's just one of those cards that comes down and blows up everything you were hoping to do. So my opponent wants their map back. Yeah, you can have it. Usually the key against these decks is to give them most things. And then deny when appropriate. Just don't write an all-consuming rule for when you're going to give them something and when you're not. Take it situation by situation. Don't flip back. I like you this way. Gideon, how you doing? Poor Pia's Rev over here had just no chance. This draw is nuts. There's just no chance here. Ugh. That was good. That was a nice 7-0. By the way, quietly, sneakily, Bant is at 7-0. 7-0. 10 more wins for the record. So not quite halfway there. But it's worth noting, it does not have a loss yet. What if blue eventually got bribery? Yeah, if that card comes back, it's going to be way too expensive to be good. Are you going to phase out older sets in duels? No, it doesn't look like they're going to. They're probably going to abandon duels at some point. That's probably what'll happen. They'll probably just be... Magic Digital Next is supposed to sit somewhere between Magic Duels and Real Magic. So I'm guessing that duels will continue, but I think Next is what we're going to want to be in on. I think Next is targeted to people like us who want a great digital client, and also some competitive gameplay without we don't want all that messy paper and face-to-face interaction. Oh, and it can't be too frickin' expensive. Okay. This hand is not great, but we'll make it work. Right of Replication. Man, I think everybody would find a way to play that card if you brought it back. That card is sweet. 5 copies? Like, for 4 mana, it's a sorcery that makes a clone. Whatever. Been there, did that. But for 9 mana, you get 5 copies of target creature. 5 copies? So many! Angel of Invention is a perfect target for that. Not in the same league, but Verder's Gearhulk, go nuts. I mean, there's not many things... There aren't many creatures you don't want 5 copies of. Okay, so this is the same opponent? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I can't remember. Alright. But we're gonna come out of nowhere. We're gonna have a surprise, like 8 points of pressure and then 12 the next turn, so... Maybe we just straight up steal this, 0 to 20. It seems like a slow draw, but if my opponent doesn't do something, and even through 1 blocker, I can really get him. 5 combustible Gearhulks, there's a fun one. Draw 15, or go ahead, mill it. I dare ya. See what happens. Opponent's passing turn, huh? Well, let's get it going. Let's get to work. I'd rather not do it into open mana. But that's the hand you were dealt. Pressure's got to start somewhere. Besides, I'm not even sure what he could have. Skywhaler shot? Not sure what's going on over there. Let's see if it's an instant speed anything. Just straight take 8. Okay. Okay, now what you got? Just straight up take 8 on the chin. Some of that flash and haste power working together. If Gemini is somewhere around here, this is basically the deck you like to play, except I added Fleet Wheel Cruisers. Not a lot of other big differences. I think there's a Skyship in there too. But curious what you think of the Cruiser. I really like it. I thought that there were just times when the closing speed on the deck was a little slow, and this basically took it up another turn or two, which I found it pretty awesome. just where I'm coming from. Let's see what he's got for an 8/8. I don't really like the copters or the Heart of Kirin in the deck. It just seems a little too, like it's too clunky. It doesn't mix with what you want to do on turn 2 and turn 3. If you have any kind of a flash card, you don't want to play that on your main phase on turn 3 to turn on a copter. But Cruiser following up your flash play on turn 3 is a lot of damage. Like, I love it. Makes me happy. I was annoyed that like my follow-up to a turn 3, like turn 2 wolf, turn 3 flash play, turn 4 was usually another 2-drop or a counter spell. It just didn't feel right. But anyway, that's just where I'm at. So my opponent has the Declaration in Stone. And let's see what happens next. It looks like they're playing some kind of 4-color Planeswalker thing. Super Control, I guess. That's a good draw. Be a better draw in one turn, but I'll take it. Firecraft Declaration in Stone, 4 colors. Ugh. Anyway, let's not give him a window to zap this. Let's get our land into play. Let's throw the bird at him. Possible I should have just drawn a card because I might get Selfless Spirit, which could have protected this cruiser from whatever might happen, but I'll go ahead and crack now. So probably should have cracked that first. There you go. That's pretty good. This is another card I threw in Gem, Angel of Invention. I've been really happy with the Angel of Invention in here. Again, just big 5 plays to follow up those awesome starts. Yep, time to pitch that map. Let's see, we got Sorin or something of that nature. We got second black, so I must be against some kind of a Super Friends deck. It's been playing these sorcery speedways to deal with things. What are you doing? Okay, we got a Hunt Beast. Whatever. What am I supposed to do with this? What am I supposed to do? Okay, let's see. Can't tap that thing down, so I guess the biggest attack I can make involves the Angel. Yeah, I guess so. Could have fired up the Falls, but I think this is the absolute most damage I can put on the board to try to win this game. Grasp of Darkness. Okay. You got it. So, of course you run Grasp of Darkness in your 4-color deck with Primal Hunt Beast. Do I play this or do I hope to draw a tracker? I think I play it because then 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Yeah, if I draw another land, I can like Lumbering Falls and Krasis. So yeah, we want that land. What is this? It's true, man. It's true. Every now and then you just get your brain turned upside down. The other 5%. Nighthawk says, I blame 95% of my life problems on Stainless. The question from D-Man was, what is the other 5%? And Nighthawk says, Mana Screw. Here come Nissa. This is probably the good old, let's see if he attacks the Planeswalker gambit. What time is the card discussion? What are you talking about, the card discussion? This isn't a review pot. This isn't a review show. Yep, there's the languish. This ain't no review show, Gem. This is me doing Quest for the Best, which I do still have to get through. And besides, didn't you already have a card discussion? Did you finish the whole set, Gemini? I heard you guys were going earlier. I was just like, I'll come back later. Did you finish the set? Did you finish everything? Just curious. And what Nighthawk said, Gemini, just shout cards randomly into the chat. That works. Anyway, picked up the win. Planeswalker deck couldn't dig out of that hole. Too much of their interaction with sorcery speed. And there we go. Angel of Invention having a pretty good rate appearing in the top 15 cards of the deck, says Haleon. Yeah, man, showing up. That's a big part of winning. You gotta show up. Ask any coach. First part of winning is showing up. All right. 8-0 on the Bant train. 8-0. Trying to be a contender. It's only 9 wins away from the record now. Gemini said he finished with his boys. I heard Unbeatable and I think Sleep Pumper, but they reviewed White and Blue earlier today on stream. You guys get tired? You call it off? Or are you coming back? Is it going to be a daily thing for a while? Hand's great. Let's do it. Gideon's back. Right now, this enters tapped, which sucks, so we'll have to make a call on that in a turn. White Mantlecraft. It's on. I think we're gonna Lamb Holt, because the sooner we put a Holt to that damage, the better. Though that does shut us down for a turn, but maybe we'll draw exactly what we need off the top, and even if it shuts us down, hopefully we can flip. Gemini says that we got tired and people have commitments. It was taking 45 minutes per color. We'll finish in the latter days. Right on. Yeah, turn 2 Heartache Curin's pretty good. Gonna need an untapped land pretty bad. But do I take this trade? Do I take this trade? I don't think I do. So once I have a 4/4, it's a lot harder to get through. And if he crews up on heart, I just can krasis it. Let's see what happens. Little clunky. Little clunky. That's too bad. So we're probably going to take a big punch in the face. And like I said, when you're on the draw... actually, we're on the play, but we're basically on the draw because we punted that turn away. On the draw against vehicles is really rough. Right, there you go. What else you got? Dreadnought, and he can crew it. Oh boy, oh boy. Although I think that would actually be reasonably welcome, considering we have some ways to deal. Tick-tock. You know, Molo, you're here just in time, because we're 8-0. We've had no mana issues whatsoever, and as soon as I stumble on mana once, somebody's there to say that the Bant tempo mana is so unreliable. Classic. Classic duels, everybody. Wait, what just happened? What just happened? Can you decline that trigger? I don't think so. What just happened? We have shenanigans. There's shenanigans. First time that the deck has been in a compromised position. Something's gone wrong. Uh-oh, we got a missed trigger. There it is. Whoa, what's going on? Okay, get in front. Built to smash, sure. Of course you have that. Of course you run built to smash. Nice. That's just great. Okay, so opponent's god draw. What do we do? What do we do? Try to get some trades. Judge! Exactly. Judge! I think we just see what he does. Feign death. Perfect frickin' draw. That's okay. Let's see what we can do. He'll probably fire up Heart of Kirin and the Dreadnought. Pump fake yourself, bro. Now let's see if this freezes up again on me. Alright. I think I gotta take the damage in the air. Tap this down. Don't want to chump. I need to get some battlefield position to have any chance in hell. Then I can draw Selfless Spirit. That can chump for a turn, buy me more time, and unsubstantiate can bounce something? It's really awkward. It's really bad. Not the draw. But am I supposed to just attack through all this? I can't do that. Shut that shit down, yo. So now chumps on dreads. Bounding Krasis ain't saving your butt this time, but I think he just wins if he attacks all out there pretty cleanly, but you never know. He throws in the non-vehicle things. No, I guess not. But he would get his Peacekeeper back and it would be like winning. Yep, had to be a tap land. So, you know, the one time we really needed a curve out, we didn't get it, but we've had it the other 8 games, no problem. Let's see if he's smart enough to attack with everything here. He should attack with both Toolcrafts and the Motorist, instead of crewing up the Dreadnought. Yep, there you go, buddy. Good job. Alrighty, take that one and drop to 8 and 1. And now we're on the bubble, so we need another 8 wins in a row and then some change if you want to set the record with this deck. And we need vehicles to draw less like that, because that's why vehicles is vehicles. Draws like that. They leave people salty. And deck's too good. Where, really, I mean, if I had one untapped land, that game would be plenty competitive. Also built to smash. Jesus Christ. I mean, I'm glad we drew it out of his hand when we did. It would be a lot worse later in the game on a dreadnought. But man, having it right on curve like that is so mean. Sorry about my jelly beans. I know I get comments on it sometimes, but I gotta eat sometime. It's that or don't eat. If I don't eat, I fail to live. If I fail to live, no video at all. And speaking of the videos, this is going to be the last one. Let's see if we can get Bant to 9 in one, or if we lose and it drops off the map and we have to have a deck destruction ceremony. D'Angelo will try to send me to my grave. I know I've played this person many times. I think he's on my friends list. Wow, we got the spirit draw. Weird. But I'm not going to keep it. We are missing a color, but that was a weird little hand there. Threw me some memories. All right, let's rock and roll. Forest to stream. All right, I'm going to lead with Recruiter. He might, you never know, he might not have a turn 2 play, and if I get to flip, that would be awesome. And if I don't, I still have a 2-2. Followed up by Sylvan. And it might be a missed trigger, or a missed turn that triggers the Recruiter, so yay. Oh, look at that. And I think we want to do it. Even if there's Languish, we get a turn of absolute beatdown in. Get in there. Get them 2 drops. Question chat, what's the record now? We are at 8-1, and the record to beat the top of the curve is 17-2. 17-2. Yeah, Abzan took it to 17 wins. That's right, Greed is good. Abzan took it to 17 wins. That's what we're chasing. What did it lose against? That's the best question. I love when people ask. Chat can tell you. It lost in a way that it absolutely should. A perfect 100 card god pile. That's a great description too, by the way. A 100 card god pile. Do I care about Nissa here? There's a good chance I'm going to get Languished. A reasonable chance. So we'll get Nissa off the board. Opponent can keep their plant. Flip that Recruiter back, but I'm not gonna try to activate it. Turn 4 Gideon on the play from the 100 card deck. And then Ulamog, of course. Gideon into Ulamog. Yeah. You could only have, let's see, his instant speed stuff, like his removal spells, like for a black are destroy, and we have selfless. So now that he didn't quite languish us, and he just got a plains. Weird. I don't know what's going on. He definitely has an awkward draw. So let's beat him down for it. Show him the side of our hand. Ki. Do we want to play Reflector Mage? Make him have a sweeper. Make him have a languish specifically. And he did not fetch a black. That tells me I don't think that a Yahennies or languish is coming. But we can just save these. Is it safer to, like, Deccan Stone? We just take that off the board, then he plays some other creature, and next turn Reflector Mage bounces that, and we have lethal, but we have lethal through one creature. I think we sit. I think we just sit. Okay, he passes back. There's a draw. Clutch. Alright, he can block, but he's still dead, so we'll make him have something else. Anguish Unmaking. That's still 3 life. He's still dead. So he blocks that, he takes 3, he blocks there, he takes 4. Yeah, he's still dead. So leaving up unsub for, I don't know, commencement of festivities. Boom! Did it. Alright. 9-1. We got some comments about some of my funniest games in chat, like the game against Tainted Remedy when we had out the Jotty offshoot and the retreat to Kazandu. Yep, never forget. Never forget. You watch me long enough, you'll see me humbled over and over again, losing to all kinds of cards that I call bad and will continue to call bad. All right, I'm putting it up for today. We're going to finish with Bant Tempo sitting on the bubble at 9-1. 9-1, needing 9 wins in a row to set a new record. And we'll pick that up in the near future. So for today, thanks for coming out. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I enjoyed talking Magic with all of you very much. And we'll have a lot more to say as I get some time to look at the pool. And we'll talk more new cards in the near future. So get hyped. Amonkhet is the 26th and 27th. And we'll be continuing to run Quest for the Best every day that I have time until then to try to get through all this stuff. All right, later all.